मन पंछी। चलो हम
taking everyone's love remembrances. When I went to offer bhog to Baba, and these days we are especially offering bhog also to Dadi Gulzar. So when I was offering bhog, after a few moments, Baba also emerged, Dadi Gulzar there. And Dadi Gulzar was very cheerful, was smiling. Baba was giving us drishti, but Dadi was also giving very, very loving drishti. Then Baba accepted bhog and also offered bhog to Dadi Gulzar. Then Baba said that Baba find he's looking at Dadi Gulzar but talking to us that children are making lot of efforts. So Dadi said, yes, Baba, yes, they are making lot of efforts. But then Baba wants to know from children if there is contentment with your own effort. So Baba is looking at me. I said, Baba, of course we all have contentment because like we all are making sincere efforts and enough efforts. So Baba is asking me about contentment. Then I said, Baba, when I come to offer bhog or when I am with you in subtle regions, what I experience here and my stage is not necessarily the same when I am in the corporeal world. So Baba was smiling and Baba said, I said, that's what I would want, that my stage remains the way I am now. So Baba was looking at me and Baba said, yes, it will happen. You will have that stage when you will feel you are with Baba and also you are in subtle regions, not in the physical. And Baba said, it's a very simple but very subtle secret. And Baba will help you all. And with the blessings of Baba, Baba said, because within each one of you, being incorporeal, then angelic, and then karma yogi. So Baba says you are good at all three, all of you. Very good into incorporeal stage as a soul, then angelic stage, and also when you are karma yogi. But still they all three are separate. So when you come to me in subtle regions, because all three are merged together, you are in your subtle stage with incorporeal and also with the body. Only what you're not doing is actions. So Baba says, think about that and churn on it. And during day, maybe few minutes or in the morning at Amrit Vela, practice that all three stages are integrated. So I said, Amrit Vela, we don't do actions. Baba said, that is why during day. So Baba said, if you think of Brahma Baba, how he was able to integrate all three while being Karma Yogi. And then Baba said, when you all are able to do that, so even Baba saying it's secret, but Baba says you all have to practice it. And then more and more deeper experience, more consistent efforts, more consistent stage will be where there will be very, very deep feeling of contentment, joy, lightness, contentment, joy, and lightness when all three are very integrated. So on one side, I felt like, as the Baba said, what has to be done, but still I will have to do it, right? So if we can just see how we can make maybe 10 minutes twice a day or whatever way, and sit with this thought of integrating all three. So I would say then when there is attainment, there is, you feel it, experience it, then you all would want to do it more often, which is very important. So after that, Baba looked at Dadi Gulzar. Baba, she was smiling because what Baba said was definitely very significant. So Baba said, she said that, yes, Baba, that's what they need to pay attention. So Baba is asking Dadi Gulzar how you managed, how you did efforts. And Dadi Gulzar said, for me, because I had to always remain ever ready. One is, of course, invoking you to come. Second is that I have to be your image. I have to give the vision of you through my eyes or my face. And so because of that, it was easy for me. So Baba said, but these children can also think that way, that anyone who looks at me should experience Baba. Because why they come in front of any one of us is to experience Baba, to experience God. So service is through words, service is through actions, but now service is through your image. You all have to create that image. And then Baba said, uh, service will be very, very fast. And this way, Dadi Gulzar was smiling as she always does to make us sure that, yes, one day we will be able to do it. She smiled, and then Baba also gave lots of love remembrances with deep feeling of Baba's bhavna that children will be able to do it and have this consistent, integrated stage where there is no gap between incorporeal, angelic, and the karma yogi stage. So Baba gave love remembrances for all of you, for all of us. आज बाबा ने बाबा को भोग स्वीकार कराया, तो बाबा ने कहा पुरुषार्थ तो सभी बच्चे बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हैं, तो बाबा ये प्रश्न पूछते हैं कि सभी संतुष्ट हो। तो बाबा सभी ने हाँ पुरुषार्थ तुम अच्छा कर रहे हैं। तो फिर मेरे से पूछा, मैंने कहा जैसी स्थिति इस समय पर है वतन में, अगर ऐसी स्थिति रहे तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है। बहुत ही अच्छा लग रहा था आज तो बाबा ने कहा वो हो सकती है निराकारी, सूक्ष्म और कर्मयोगी। अभी थोड़ा थोड़ा गैप है, निराकारी में होते हैं तो अच्छा लगता है, फिर सूक्ष्म में होते हैं परिश्तेपन में, वो भी बहुत अच्छा होता है, और कर्मयोगी भी बहुत प्रेम से यज्ञ सेवा करते हैं। लेकिन अगर तीनों स्थितियां ऐसी साथ रहेंगी तो आप लोगों को अपनी स्थिति से बहुत न केवल संतुष्टि होगी, पर ऐसा महसूस होगा कि अभी हम संपन्न बन रहे हैं। फिर बाबा ने यही कहा कि अगर दादी गुलजार से पूछा कि आपने कैसे ये स्थिति बनाई? कहा बाबा मेरे को तो हमेशा ये ध्यान रहता है कि आप कभी भी मेरे द्वारा अ, किसी को भी अनुभव करा सकते हैं, तो मुझे अटेंशन रहती है। और बाबा ने ये भी कहा कि मैं हमेशा यही ध्यान रखती हूँ कि जो मेरे से मिलने आता है, वो बाबा से ही दृष्टि लेने आता है। तो और बच्चे हैं सभी, तो बाबा ने कहा उनको क्या करना है? तो बाबा ने कहा आप सबको भी क्या करना है? सदा ये याद रखो कि आपकी दृष्टि से सबको बाबा का स्नेह और बाबा का ही अनुभव हो, ऐसी मूर्ति बनने का सबको ध्यान रखना है। ओम शांति।
उनको कंट्रोल करना भी मुश्किल होता है। तो वेस्ट थॉट्स नहीं चले, माया बहुत करके वे छोटी सी बातें होंगी ना, तो क्यों ये करता है, ये करना नहीं चाहिए, करना चाहिए, नहीं करना है, औरों की बातों को भी सोचने लगेंगे। इसीलिए बाबा कहता है कि जैसे सुबह को उठ करके हर एक का नियम होता है कि अपने कर्म का शरीर द्वारा जो काम करना है उसका हमेशा पोता मेल बनाता है। सुबह को उठ करके हमेशा अपना ये चार्ट बनाते हैं, प्रोग्राम बनाते हैं कि ये करूंगा, ये करूंगा, ये करूंगा, ये करूंगा, टाइम प्रमाण अपना प्लान बनाते हैं। ऐसे ही बाबा कहता है कि मन जो वेस्ट थॉट्स से हमको बॉडी कॉन्शियस में ले आता है, तो मन का टाइम टेबल भी बनाओ। और टाइम टेबल के लिए बाबा ने अभी अभी मुरली में जो है वो सारा दिन में टाइम क्या निकाल सकते हो, क्या करो, उसकी ड्रिल सुनाई थी। याद है बाबा की लास्ट ड्रिल है? याद है? अच्छा, तो बाबा ने मन का टाइम टेबल भी बना के दिया है जिससे वेस्ट थॉट्स नहीं चले और वेस्ट के कारण बॉडी कॉन्शियसनेस का अभ्यास जल्दी हो जाता है। इसीलिए बाबा ने ड्रिल सुनाई थी और टाइम बताया था। तो सारे दिन में 12 बारी आपको चांस मिलता है अपने आप को चेक करने का। अमृत वेले चेक किया और फिर मुरली के समय भी अच्छी अवस्था रहती है क्योंकि बाबा के मुरली का प्रभाव होता है। फिर काम काज में जाते हैं ना तो कर्म करता बन जाते हैं, लेकिन कर्म योगी बन के कर्म नहीं करते। ये फर्क हो जाता है। इसीलिए बाबा कहता है 12 वारी सभी को टाइम मिलता है अपने आप को चेक करके चेंज करने का।
Shanti, gift from God. Today's day 4, sweet, subtle, silent. Now we'll be listening to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Dadi Gulzar is the image of integration of awareness, attitude, drishti, and then whole image. Right? Awareness of who am I, what is my part at confluence age. All the time she had this awareness. And yesterday Baba said she never became like without awareness, so become ordinary. She just stayed in that awareness that I have to give the experience of Baba. So her attitude was so clean and light. Always, always have good feelings. You know, even anyone went and said, Dadi so and so, she will smile and say, no, she's very, very good. She's good making good efforts. Always will say some beautiful qualities of that soul. Because this awareness that our words also are like blessings for the soul. And then when we have such a elevated attitude, then our thoughts will give power to other souls. Otherwise, we think that this soul should be like this. Why she's not like she should be that, but it doesn't reach that soul. Rather, they just go waste. But if there is very, very elevated attitude towards the soul, then that soul will receive it in the form of power and blessing both. And then remaining uh, through drishti also. Everyone just receive Baba's love. But somewhere if there is anything in attitude, it comes in drishti. And then of course face is very visible. So we all have to practice, look at Dadi. Anyway, Avek Bab Dada gives drishti through Dadi, but also just look at her example. And I think it's very, very easy, right? It's not difficult. It's just question of paying attention. And then she's saying about 12 times a day. Even if we are doing anything towards body or different timetable, whatever way, either we doing 5 times traffic control, we doing Amrit Vela, say good night to Baba like this 12 times. Just paying little attention, I think will definitely make us a good example like Dadi Gulzar. Om Shanti.
तो इतना समीप रहे, बिल्कुल बाबा के समानता लाने के लिए समीप जाएंगे। समानता में आना है। जब बाबा जिस दिन आता है उस रात, पता नहीं आप लोग नींद करते हो या क्या, मुझे पता नहीं है हर एक का। हम तो बाबा के बाद फिर रोना ऐसे करते हैं, हमारे गुलजार दादी बाजू में होती है ना, वो भी जैसे लगता ही नहीं है कि रात का 1 बजे है। बहुत अच्छा हल्कापन होता है बाबा, इतना खुश कर देता है, इतना अच्छी अच्छी बातें सुना सुना करके। तब ये दरवाज़ा खोलने का जो ड्यूटी मिली साथ में, बाबा थोड़ी खोलेगा, आओ बच्ची, अच्छा हम खोलते हैं, फिर दृश्य सामने ले आओ, कितना सुंदर दृश्य होगा। पहले पहले दरवाज़ा खुलेगा और हम बाबा के साथ चलेंगे और सब पीछे पीछे आएंगे। तो एक हंसी की बात सुनाती हूँ। हमने क्लास में बोला था, वहाँ हर एक भाई और बहन, भाई है चाहे बहन है, सबको बाबा के साथ सर्व संबंध का अनुभव करना चाहिए। तो हमने कहा था, जब साजन की बात आती है तो बहनों की तरफ देखते हैं, भाई समझते हम थोड़े ही साजन सज्जन ही बन सकते हैं। तो शायद ग्रुप में चर्चा चली थी, भाई इस संबंध की बात ही नहीं करो, और नारे ये संबंध बहुत अच्छा है। अगर आत्मा परमात्मा को साजन नहीं समझेंगी तो दरवाजे में घुसेंगी नहीं। आत्मा है सज्जनी, वो है मेरा साजन। इतना प्यारा में पावन बन जाए, इतना बॉडी कॉन्शियसनेस समाप्त हो जाए, जो ये देह के भान से परे हो जाए, तो समानता आएंगी।
Welcome to Diamond Dadi. Today is day 14. First lesson, respect time. Now we'll be listening to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Our Diamond Dadi, Dadi Janki, she takes one point but makes it so clear. What she's saying, that even when brothers have to think that God is the relationship of lover and beloved, then they think it's for sisters. But really, if they think of themselves as souls, then every soul could experience that relationship. And she said that brings that kind of feeling of closeness, and the doors open for us. And I remember Brother Jagdish had a lot of this experience of being Baba's bride. So Dadi's churning and reflections help us that whatever little difficulty we have in understanding or accepting, when Dadi explains, it becomes very, very easy. Today's point, when I was reflecting, churning on I and mine, that how pure practice it is. When I think of myself into elevated awareness and go deeper, like today Baba said, introversion and solitude. are very, very important. So introversion, solitude, and go deep within the self and recognize who am I, recognize your elevated part, and always look up for Baba, to follow Baba, so that whatever is happening in the physical world, it doesn't influence me at all. But also in this same thing, Dadi Janki always used to tell us, I and my, even in a limited way, even subtly, if I have, this belongs to me, this is mine. She used to say, even to remember that, oh, I gave course to this one. She says, some souls don't forget, oh, I became the instrument for this one. Yesterday you saw Brother Ken, then mention about Brother Charlie. We knew that Dadi inspired them, but Dadi never had this thought, I am the one who really helped them. And it's very, very subtle, I and mind. One is physical for objects, things, relationships, but other is even if I am instrument, but I don't let go that I am the one who became instrument for this soul or to get this project done or any kind of whatever happens. So I remember that Dadi Janki mentioned many times that we have to go beyond this subtle thing of also that Baba did through me. So I am the one, I am instrument. So even as I think, if I say I'm instrument, I am attached and I'm very detached and lovely. But actually, it's also something very subtle, and we have to realize and go beyond that into just saying it's Baba, it's Baba. Even Baba made me instrument, but it's Baba. So I don't think of I did, but Baba did. So I should think of Baba, not for my own self. Mm. One of the important aspect about Dadis was they had value for time. I never heard them sitting and talking about different things. Yes, sometimes they had to discuss if there are situations, but not unnecessarily and to the limit. So they had lot of respect for time. And because of that, they accumulated so much power that time also was very cooperative to them because they had value for the time. And if you have value for time, you will have value for everything. Even to think needs time, right? To speak needs time. So tomorrow our reflection and churning will be more on how do I value my time. But again, it shouldn't be one time there was a meeting for 3 hours, it went on for 5. It was necessary. So we had to keep. So one of the person in the meeting got very upset. I'm not here to waste my time. So Dadi Janki said, what is your time now? We also, our time is Baba's time, no? And I don't forget. After that, I never say, my time is being wasted. Mm. So respect for time is, yes, it's valuable, it's for Baba's task, it's for self-progress and everything, all the time, use it in worthwhile way. And Baba had been saying a lot about integration, that means service through thoughts, words, and actions. That is really a worthwhile way. While speaking, I am in good stage. While doing karma yoga, even if I am speaking, is elevated. So use of the time, respecting time, help us to pass with honor. Time is a very big influence on life because the energy of the time. mm, But in what way, if I value it, the way it will come in front of me will be very, very beautiful. So tomorrow we will look at that homework on churning and reflection on the theme of time. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So we'll get our Manan Chintan point, the art of churning. Like to invite Sister Shireen.
Om Shanti, everyone. Good evening. Today was a really rich and beautiful sharing, starting with the Bog message, then Dadi Gulzar sharing, and then Didi sharing on Dadi Gulzar, then Dadi Janki sharing, and then Didi sharing on Dadi Janki. It's a lot to unpack. And I was trying to get the overall theme. And I like this theme of I and mine. I always feel that I and mine is so subtle that maybe it is one of the last vices to leave us. You know, like let's say lust is easy to leave, or anger is easy. Not anger is not that easy to leave, but easier than I and mine. I and mine seems like it's the last to go. And so I would like to frame everything around how to get rid of I and mine. I loved what Dadi was doing. She was saying that the transformation, every time you think of I, then you just go up to the soul world, and every time you think of I, you go and become a soul, and every time you think of mine, you go up to the soul world. So if you think of that, the sticking point here is that checking, that we should be aware that we are doing it. And this is what I loved Didi sharing today, where she was saying that um, this, it's very subtle, and that we shouldn't even be aware that we are instruments for someone. And and she was giving this example of brother Charlie and brother Ken, that the Janki never felt, oh, I helped them, but she was so beyond this kind of I and mine. And so I and mine is very subtle, and that kind of checking is very subtle. So I was thinking of three things that we need: renunciation, introversion, and solitude. And actually solitude in terms of yoga too. So renunciation, introversion, and yoga. So renunciation is this whole renunciation is that Baba did something, that I didn't do anything, but that Baba did something. That's the first point of renunciation. And then in that point of renunciation, when you renounce something, it's important to transform. And so the transformation is that that Baba did it, and that value for Baba doing it and not me. So every time you think of I, that Baba did something. And the other thing which I feel is also important in terms of solitude or silence is this idea of integrating angelic, incorporeal, and subtle. Karma yoga, angelic, incorporeal, and karma yoga. I feel that if we are able to integrate, and as Dadi Gulzar was mentioning and Didi was mentioning, if we do it 12 times a day, that maybe even for 1 or 2 minutes, 12 times a day, we integrate angelic, incorporeal, and karma yoga. And I feel that will also help us go beyond I and mine. And this other thing that is very important, I feel, for going beyond I and mine, was she was giving this example of Dadi Gulzar, that the reason her thoughts actually reached people was because her attitude was so pure. She never really held anything, and her attitude was so pure towards everyone. And because of that, her thoughts reached everyone. And I feel if we purify our attitude, it will become easy to check I and mine and also transform it. The last one here is I loved what Dadi Janki was sharing, and Didi mentioned it also, was about going home with Baba, that the door will open. The door will open. It doesn't matter if we are male or female, that we think of ourselves as lovers. So Sajni in Hindi is really a feminine gender verb, so, or noun. And so so to really think, everyone, irrespective of gender, we think of ourselves as lovers. And also I liked what Dadi was sharing, that lover means that you go beyond the body, you really be with Baba, and then you move. And that's when the door really opens for you, and you're able to go through the door with Baba if you are Baba's lover. And I feel that the door will open, and the door will open for us when we think of ourselves as lovers. But also, the other thing that's going to happen is that we will be able to transform I and mine. Om Shanti. Anyway, here we have Dadi deeply.
Just 1 minute. It's coming on.
Okay.
It's technical.
Okay, we can look at Dadi, Diamond Dadi, and I'm sure she's being a lover of the beloved here. One of the things that I also was thinking, what Sister Mohini was sharing, is about the value of time. So tomorrow is about the value of time. And that the Dadis never really wasted any time. They valued time so much. But also, on the other hand, I love this very small, subtle, but very crucial distinctions that Didi makes. That yes, you know, you don't waste your time, yes, but also the example she gave of someone being in a meeting and someone saying, oh, you're wasting my time, but Dadi said, then whose time is it, you know, and that it really is Baba's time. So to really understand that crucial distinction between, yes, we don't waste time, but when is it Baba's time that we have to spend 5 hours in a meeting? Om Shanti Didi. We can't hear you.
Yeah, so yeah, it's every point has so many different aspects. And that is what is the benefit of churning and reflection. When you churn and you want to experiment or implement, then another deeper interpretations come, then another deeper understanding comes, and layer after layer, because it's truth and it has wisdom and it is meant for practical life. So there are many, many aspects of that, but one can experience that only when one has aim of churning and adopting in practical day-to-day life and make it really true. And then we are able to see those all layers as we talk about Dadi's at diamond, different facets. Same is every point of knowledge is really so deep. I think whole book can be written on just one point of knowledge, right? So they are trying to get it. Otherwise, maybe you can read it.
Yes, I found it. I can read it. This is point for tomorrow, March 15th. When you respect time, Time respects you, and no one will waste your time. When time is used in a worthwhile way, you will accumulate marks that will enable you to pass the final examination. Om Shanti. There we have it. We'll read it once more. It's something important, so drama is giving us double chance to reflect on it. When you respect time, time respects you, and no one will waste your time. When time is used in a worthwhile way, you will accumulate marks that will enable you to pass the final examination.
Om Shanti. So, welcome to Vikti Journey, meeting through the eyes, the language of angels.
पहले मैं बताती हूँ 3 बारी मैं ओम शांति करती हूँ ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति पहला ओम शांति मैं कौन दूसरा ओम शांति मेरा कौन तीसरा ओम शांति मुझे क्या करना है
Om Shanti. So today is our spotlight day. We will have a few seconds where we will be in unlimited. We can share drishti with the whole family and with the whole world. But most important, we can feel that we are in front of Baba and also our Dadi Gosaji. So we'll have those few seconds. And also we have, what's the book today for all of us? The Toli. Didi will gave a story. And just a reminder that tomorrow we will be having same schedule from Amritwala, and also 2 times Bhatti, 10 to 11 and 4 to 5 p.m. Those 2 hours of Bhatti, morning and evening, and also our 10 minutes silence continues. And also from 5 to 6:10, we'll be having Hindi, Avik Murli, chit chat, revision, and other schedule will be the same. So let's see what story we had today.
Today we have Indian squash halwa. Indian squash is green long, like you have zucchini, you have another kind of squash like pumpkin type. This is Indian squash. So you grate it and cook it properly and then put some butter. If you want to put some milk powder or milk fresh, you can do that. So that was offered, and Sister Anuta we make something salty, was trying to make fresh noodles at home with the rice flour. So that is what it is. And of course, many, many fruits different. This was today's book for Baba and Dadi Gunsa. Om Shanti. Mm.
Okay, so now we will start with Baba's remembrance. We'll take Drishti from Didi and संसार दिल पूछे बार बार कहाँ छोड़ चली